8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Here we are. The pair of another king and goes to Chinapatra. They will take on Yoga Aagey and Shamina Riyaz. This is the semi-final women's semi-final. The 15th HCL Doubles Championship 2025. This is going to be a very interesting game.
Another presentation of the producer. Saya sedang berbicara just to bring in level.
On the level is now making some big Fair
one
enough. Good idea.
love.
Krishna is experienced where yesterday both these pairs, which is number one, along with Jyotsna, defeated both Dinesh and Preeti. They defeated them 11-5, 11-5, and then they came back home court to defeat Anna and Narayan by 8-8. And here they are playing against Nirupama Dubey and Selena Reyes. Nirupama had a injury concern yesterday, but she could recover. Now she
Yes,
is
sir. Love.
so Anand and Roshna start as favorites, but as of now, at the moment, game one, the first game has been won by Nirupama and Selena.
Three love.
So that's 3-0 to Nirupama and Shamina against the formidable duo of
1-3.
game one.
So for the viewers, Joshna Chenappa and Anahat Singh, they are wearing light blue colors. And the dark color is described in the color the moment
That's true. So it's resting the early initiative and putting pressure early on because no matter how big a player you are, there is always a stage when pressure is how you react. When you play lots of pressure, there are days when you best on your part, your turn to achieve the best of the players and true enough, Nath Singh and I am their quarter. Overall,
Yes, sir.
yes, to the viewers, the match was played earlier in the day. We like the punch, Henry Kumar and Ravi the strike to Rahul Bhatta and Kumar and then the Rahul Bhatta was to self-10 7-11 and 11-8. From 2 games to 1. And that win guaranteed them a place in the semi-finals on top of the pool, which also means that they will avoid
And now, 5 on.
and then with Hair and 11 and that year task. The winner has Suhan and Kumar and Ravi. This has been the second match by all the 4 points. It's a lovely display of some good players. Doesn't look like Nirupama is feeling the pinch of that. He should have recovered well. What's going on next season will work it
every team that's available on the world. Our athletes are nothing but the technique and equipment and facilities. So we're back on a week.
Four-hand drives going on. This is some real exciting squash at the middle. Krishna Anahat, really exciting going on, very closely contested. And Nirupama and Shamina have drawn level again. They cannot be left behind. This is really wonderful squash. They are not letting up.
Awareness. outstanding catching up with him, you realize that there are two elements where the openness and potential areas of things may move to, where the ball may come. She's a bundle of awareness.
9, 7, 6.
Very nice. There's some more points to Anahat and Joshna. The interesting thing about Anahat Ashwin is that she is she's just given her A-level exams. Before coming to Chennai, landing in Chennai, she finished. She gave her exams. And she did three papers on Friday before she flew down to Chennai, and she will be now going to 12, class 12, school girl. Her sister Amira Singh, also was India under 19 sports there. He is now studying in Harvard University with his graduate course, and both going a level up than her sister. Nirupama and Shamina, meanwhile, have taken 1 point lead. They are 8-7 up against Anahat and Joshna. And yes, this is some really exciting squash. It will be a surprise if they defeat them. In the first game, if they really are able to put pressure on both Anahat and Joshna. And they've gone 2 points up. It's exciting. It's really interesting.
The other funny thing is Joshna can apply only 8 on the road. The first squash and she's more than double her age. She's 38 years old, and Anahat is only 17. She's 21 years. She was already a major. And Anahat was more.
Yes, Anahat Singh, the Delhi girl, she has been, she practices with some of the top coaches. Now they're making a comeback, 8-9 now. It's really exciting. This is building up to be an exciting match.
This is what we're all here to watch. An outstanding squash. Also, credit should be given to Joshna at her age. If competing at this stage, and against
It's remarkable. To keep up with them, it's quite an achievement. And Anahat Singh and Joshna Jinapa have taken the lead, and they have the game called. Look what a comeback. This is what champions are made of, and brilliant pickup. And he's not giving up, and I think they're on level. Joshna and Anahat lost that point, so they just 10 all. They need to start all over again. They had the game ball, but the distance just one. The Nirupama and Shamina had the chance to come back, and they did.
the last time Anahat
And Joshna and Anahat have won the first game. Yes, they have won. They've shown that there is a difference in class between them and the others. However, we should give credit to Nirupama and Shamina for actually putting up such a great fight.
winning the big moments. That's the key here.
And they came back, and they were down, they were looking like they were trailing 9-7, they were trailing by 2 points, but they never gave up, and they really came back into the game. So this will give them a lot of confidence. Anahat Singh, as you can see, she will enter class 12, and the interesting thing about Anahat's school, she studies in British school, Chanakyapuri, and in Delhi. And the school has been cooperative, allowing her to give exams at her convenience. So she had to give 3 exams in one day on Friday, and then before flying down to Chennai, she often goes to Prague to train.
now.
The point was replayed, and they've reached to 60 lead. Both Anahat and Jyotsna have reached to 60 lead. They've been really performance by the two pairs. Can kill the ball. Once again, Anahat has killed the ball. She has nicked it and won the point against the field. They're just opening up a big lead. They've opened up a 5-point lead. That can be really nervy for the opponents. That was quite an opportunity in the first game, but they missed it, and Jyotsna and Anahat have not looked back from that. It's a real good performance with the champion players. Anahat and Jyotsna are now taking it for a scruff of the neck. And Nirupama and Shamina may have made a comeback with 1 point. However, they have to be wide. 3, 4 points to Anahat and Jyotsna. This is turning out to be another point to Jyotsna and Anahat, and this is turning out to be a one-sided game completely. They are not letting up. They're not giving an inch in this game. Ashwin 9-3 lead, 6-point lead in the game in second game, and they won the game after making a comeback. The first game they won, they making a comeback. Here they have run away with it.
So essentially, it's all about getting warmed up. They were just getting warmed up to the occasion, really in the first game. Once they caught on, there was no letting up, and once in the flow, there is no question of anyone stopping squash players of the quality of Anahat Singh and Jyotsna Chinnappa. As we've discussed earlier, it's an outstanding blend, possibly the best blend one can have of youth and experience.
And he's won it. He has won it. The game 2 has been won by Anahat Singh and Jyotsna Chinnappa by 11-3 margin. This is excellent squash, excellent piece of squash by the two champion players. They had their difficulties in the first game. They had to make a comeback, but the second game was completely one-sided as it could get. Shamina Riaz and Nirupama Dubey have been whipped aside by the duo of Jyotsna Chinnappa, Anahat Singh. Ashwin, what a great combination of youth and experience, as you have been saying.
This is, to be very honest, everybody expected this result, and the final is going to be, also they're favorites to win the finals, because this is too tough unit, and this is too potent a unit. Presently, I think in the history of Indian squash, if there was ever a more potent doubles unit, I can't think of one.
Yes, absolutely.
Because Anahat Singh in her current form and Jyotsna Chinnappa with the oodles of experience she has is, one can't think of a better combination.
Deadly combination. They are now going to face one of the winner of the competition, the next semi-final, which is between the pair of Ananya Narayan and Anjali Singwal. They will play Pooja Aarti and Ratika S. Ananya Narayan and Anjali Singwal will take on Pooja Aarti and Ratika S. Ananya Narayan and Anjali had beaten Deepika and Janet Vidhi yesterday 11-10, 11-8. It was a very tough competition. It was a tough game they had yesterday. The Group A first round game, they had a real tough match. They lost to Anahat and Joshna. After that, top seeded Anahat and Joshna were already in the final. Ananya and Anjali had lost that match. So they finished Group A in second position behind Anahat and Joshna. They won one match, beating Deepika and Janet Vidhi 11-10, 11-8, but losing to Anahat and Joshna. So they will be up against, both Ananya and Anjali will be up against Pooja and Ratika. Pooja and Ratika defeated Sahana and Sanghamitra 11-2, 11-1 in a Group B encounter. And following that, they defeated Nirupama Dubey and Shamina Riaz. So they finished on top of Group B. So the Group B toppers of comprising Pooja and Ratika will take on Group A second place finishers Ananya and Anjali. And the winner of this competition will face the duo of Anahat Singh and Joshna Chinnappa, who displayed some excellent squash in the second game. They were just unbeatable.
Well, we have now the second semi-final, all set for some more scintillating squash. This one, of course, is a more evenly matched contest, Khurram, because we can expect this maybe to go even into the third game. This is just from what I feel, but you can certainly expect some outstanding squash. It's such an engaging sport, is squash, right? Once you're glued to it, you can't take your eyes off the monitor, or if you're watching it live, eyes off the court.
Considered to be the fastest game on the planet, is it? I think I read it somewhere. It's considered to be the fastest game on the planet.
Just a little slower than IndyCar racing.
Oh, perhaps, yes. Yes,
And Formula One. But yes, in a court sport, there is no sport faster than squash for sure.
definitely.
But you have covered badminton also. Would you still say this is faster than badminton? Or
It looks very
like
fast.
it.
It looks very fast. Also, the fact that all the players are on the same side of the court, it makes it really interesting and engaging. And confusing also for the players. I mean, you can at least follow the movement of the opponents in a sport like badminton, table tennis, or tennis. The opponent's movement. Here, it's really literally impossible. You
Because
just
the
have to
opponents are not facing each other.
you
You
cannot
only
look at
can
the
spot,
racket.
yeah.
You cannot here. You cannot look at the racket and guess where the ball is going to be hit.
True.
It's
So the HCL Squash Doubles National Championship 2025 is now getting towards its business end. The first semi-final, the women's category, was won by Anahat Singh and Joshna Chinnappa. Now we have the second semi-final with Ananya Narayanan and Anjali Semwal taking on Pooja, Aarti and Ratika S.
yes. मैं लिख देता हूँ. So Ananya Narayan, Anjali Semwal up against Pooja Aarti Ratika S. As we discussed earlier, Ananya and Anjali beat Deepika and Janet 11-10, 11-8 in yesterday's Group A game. They came back later, but they lost to Anahat and Joshna to finish second in Group A. And they will be up against the Group B toppers, Pooja and Ratika, who beat Sahana and Sanghamitra early in the first game, and then they came back to beat Nirupama and Shamina Riaz. So this is for the place. This competition, this match is for a place in the final against Anahat and Joshna, who looked like, completely in charge. They look to be the favorites to win this doubles women's competition. Ashwin.
They certainly do, and there's Joshna Chinnappa looking at her phone. Is she studying her opponent's statistics? It brings a smile to her face, as one says.
Yeah, perhaps she looks a lot more relaxed after, sealing a place in the final, and she will be back. She will be back in the mixed doubles semi-final. She will partner Velavan Senthil Kumar, and the two will be up against Shamina and Sandesh. So she will have another match against Shamina, this time in the mixed doubles. And let's see what happens in that. That will be later in the day. That will be at 2:30 p.m. as per the schedule. Ananya.
So it's Ananya and Anjali in the light pink upper, whereas Pooja and Ratika are in the pink skirts and black top.
Yes, sir. 1, 2.
Yeah.
And down. 2, 1.
So Ananya and Anjali are 3-0 up. They've grabbed the early advantage against Pooja and Ratika.
And down. 4, on. Stop. Second serve. Yes, sir. 4, on. 5, 4. 6, 4. 7, 4. And now, 5, 7. And now, 8, 5. Yes, sir.
Aarti and Ratika taking an early lead, leading by 3 points, scoreline reading 8-5 in their favor against Ananya Narayanan and Anjali Srivastava.
Yes, the group they have.
And now, 6, 8. And now, 9, 6. Second serve.
Scoreline reading
But
8-6.
yeah, they've taken one more point. Pooja and Ratika opened up a gap of 3 points.
10, 6.
Three setters, all these games, and there we are. They're sitting on the brink of winning the first game. Pooja, Aarti, and Ratika. This is the semi-finals Second women's semi-finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2025 being played at Chennai.
And yes, they've sealed it. They've sealed the first game. This has been a tremendous performance by the two. Anjali and Ananya are trailing 1-0. They will have to make a comeback. They will have to really ramp up their game. Now, what do you think would be they thinking at the moment, Anjali and Ananya?
Attack is the best form of defense. There is no other way. They can't get anywhere defending anymore because they're one game down, and it's not a 5-game affair. It's a 3-game affair. So they have to wrest the initiative, put early pressure on their opponents, and gain a lead in the second game, and go on to win it and take the contest into a third game. That's the only thing they can do right now. I'm sure that's what they're going to focus on. On the contrary, the leaders will want to consolidate their position, put pressure, and quell any challenge that the opponents are going to put across Ananya and Anjali.
And they've already taken the early advantage they had, but Ananya and Anjali have come back and gone level. Pooja, Aarti, and Ratika would like to open up a gap of at least 3 or 4 points to put pressure and to really demoralize Ananya and Anjali. I mean, being one up and being one up and opening up a lead can actually provide a psychological dent to the opponent. However, yesterday we witnessed in one game there was a real strong comeback.
After losing the first game.
After losing the first game, one of the pairs made a remarkable comeback. I think it was Anjali Sembal and Rahul Betha who had won the first game, but Sandesh and Shamina, I think, made a remarkable comeback and won the next 2 games despite being down. These things have happened in the past.
So Anjali Sembal, having witnessed that happening against her, will certainly do well to take a leaf out of their book and so pay back Pooja, Aarti, and Ratika S in the same coin.
Yes, and they're doing it well, keeping up the second game in contest. They're taking the lead, 3-1 up, 3-2 up, which is should give them a little bit of confidence. Ashwin, the game moves so fast, It probably doesn't allow the players to think as much as as they would like to.
The beauty of this game right now is there is no need to think. You need to focus on the ball. You need to focus on the moment and focus on winning the next point, because the outcome will take care of itself. If you keep winning points, the outcome will take care of itself.
Absolutely, Ashwin. This is turning out to be a remarkable game. Early stage of the second game, both the pairs are matching each other shot by shot. This is some brilliant forehand drive and on display between the two teams. However, Ananya and Anjali have conceded this point. They just couldn't reach. And Pooja, Aarti and Ratika S have worked back their way to draw level in the second game, and they have won the game number. They've won another point. They've taken a 1-point lead. They already lead the match 1-0. This will give them a lot of fillip, provide them with a lot of confidence, and lovely pickup shot. However, and Pooja and Ratika, however, it hit the tin. So Pooja and Ratika have again taken one more point. They have opened up a 2 point lead. And the winner of this contest will face the duo of Anahat and Joshna. Ananya and Anjali are not giving up one bit. The score is 6-4 now. Pooja and Ratika slowly but surely taking the game and taking the game by the scruff of the neck.
Now, 5.
Ananya and Anjali are not giving up. 6-5 to Pooja and Ratika.
And now, 7-5.
So Pooja Aarti and Ratika S taking 1 point lead. Ananya and Anjali Simwal against Ananya and Anjali. Ananya and Anjali, remember they finished second in their group. Pooja and Ratika, who finished top in their group, playing like champions. They could be in for the third win in this competition. And once again, they have picked one more point, 2 more points. 8-5, the lead is now. The lead is 3 point lead. 8-5, they have moved to. I think it should be a foregone conclusion that Pooja and Ratika will proceed to the final.
Yes, but there is still an opportunity for their opponents, Anjali and Ananya. But Pooja and Ratika, as you rightly say, see, they've come back. They reduced the deficit to 2. But Pooja and Ratika are technically just 3 points away from annexing this second semi-final and booking a slot in the finals against Joshna Chinnappa and Anahat Singh. Now they're just 2 points away from that.
And one very interesting thing that I've noticed throughout this game is that Pooja and Ratika have been making Ananya and Anjali work for the ball, and the movement they're making them run around the court. I think it could be an advantage of the height that these girls have. The two girls, they look to be taller than Ananya and Anjali.
That could be one, but also the ball placement is another vital element. And there we go.
I think they won the match.
Pooja Aarti and Ratika has booked a slot in the finals and the semi-finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2025 against the formidable duo of Joshna Chinnappa, veteran Joshna Chinnappa, and the promising Anahat Singh. The final will take place tomorrow.
And Pooja and Ratika were really convincing throughout this game. Here they go for the winner's picture. What a moment it would be, entering the final, getting clicked in front of all the fans, and really waiting for a contest against two of the top players of squash in the country.
It'll be a mouth-watering contest for squash lovers and sport lovers per se. So stay tuned for this outstanding women's doubles finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2025 tomorrow.
I will look back at how the game progressed. Pooja and Ratika opened up a 3 point lead towards, and then they won it, sealed it. The second game started very well, evenly contested. All the two teams were. There was a point where there was nothing much. There was not much difference between the two teams. And at the initial stage, the first half of the second game was very evenly contested. However, it was there that Pooja and Ratika started to open up a wide lead, and that started to demoralize, and they started to demoralize Ananya and Anjali. And from there, they just picked on and sealed the game They went to 9-6 and then to 10-6 and then sealed the game. This is the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships, and both the final spots have been decided. The final of the women's doubles will now be between Pooja Aarti Ratika S and Anahat Singh and Joshna Chinappa. That will be played tomorrow. Coming up next is the semi-final of mixed doubles. Abhay Singh, the number one, along with Anahat Singh, the women's number one. Abhay Singh, the men's number one, and Anahat Singh, the women's number one. They will be playing Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi. And no points for guessing who are the favorites at the moment, Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh. This will be another exciting contest. Two champion players in the men's and the women's category. Anahat, the young and upcoming player, and Abhay, who has also started to make a mark for himself in the men's category. The two are pairing up. They're playing Ravi and Janet. This should be a one-sided contest, Ashwin.
Yes, they have the same initials, Abhay Singh and Anand Singh, and the same surname. So,
AS.
so it's going to be a well. Let's hope it's not a one-sided contest for the sake of the sport of golf, of squash. Sorry, but I'm sure as professional golfers, Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi will want to upstage because there is always somebody who comes to upstage a champion. That's how any sport progresses. So if champions were road rolling everyone all their lives, there would be, if Sachin was road rolling everyone all his life, there would not be a Virat Kohli coming. So we need a new set of champions. Let's hope this contest is more evenly matched, and who knows? You never know. Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi may upstage, and that will be the match of the day if it happens. For the sake of the sport of squash, let's hope it's an even contest.
Yes, Abhay and Anahat preparing to go on the court to play Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi. The winner of this semi-final, mixed doubles semi-final, will play the final tomorrow. Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh yesterday had beaten Rahul Balakrishnan and Nirupama Dubey. They actually got a walkover yesterday because Nirupama couldn't turn up for her because of the injury she suffered earlier in the day in the women's doubles. So Rahul Balakrishnan and Nirupama Dubey gave a walkover to Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh. They were tested, and they have now moved. They moved to the semi-final by virtue of that walkover. And Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi yesterday had to face Pradeep Chaudhary and Neena Bose, and they smashed them. Actually, if you look at the scoreline yesterday, the way Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi played, they defeated them 11-2 and 11-1, which means that these two players are really good players. However, the next match that they faced was against Surat Chand and Pooja Aarti. Surat Chand and Pooja Aarti, they defeated them 11-9, 11-7. That was a more closely contested match. So Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi coming into the semi-final with 2 wins, while Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh, the top-seeded players, they got a walkover. Interestingly, Ashwin, Abhay and Anahat have not played a single game in this championship so far. In the semi-final, they got a walkover yesterday. So do you think that that is going to have an impact?
So essentially, that's exactly what I was coming to just before you mentioned it ironically. Abhay Singh, when you play with an opponent, you technically form an understanding, right? So if that happens early on in a tournament, you have a little more leeway to be able to build that understanding and correct on and make corrections if there is any lacuna somewhere. But if it's happening for the first time in a match as big as the semi-finals, then you will need to be on the ball, and there's no room for error. So I think that is the little handicap here for the top seeds. But anyway, they're excellent squash players. That's Mr. Ramachandran, who's the president of the Squash Federation.
So Anahat and Abhay have taken early lead. They are playing like champions at the moment.
Anat Singh is only 17 years of age. She's a teen squash sensation. Excellent news for Indian sport. She's one of the future stars of Indian sport.
Yes, Anahat Singh, as you can see, she's in white. Abhay Singh is also in white t-shirt, but without his name inscribed on the back. Ravi Dikshit's name is inscribed on the back. The two male players are in white jerseys. Only Ravi's name is inscribed on the back, so that is how you can differentiate between the two players. Anahat obviously in white, and Janet Vidhi in blue t-shirt.
Abhay is the taller of the two, so that's another way to distinguish.
Yes.
Abhay Singh is taller than Ravi Dikshit. And there we go. As expected, Abhay Singh and Anat Singh have taken an early lead, a 4-0 lead in this first game of the mixed doubles semi-finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championship 2025 being played at Chennai.
And this is a tremendous performance by the two players. Janet and Anahat now engaged in deep competitions of forehand drives, going one against the other. The men player standing in the middle and watching the two female counterparts play. However, they've also got into the action. This is brilliant display from the two girls, really matching shot for shot.
It's almost like the men are spectators.
Yes, obviously. Yeah.
The women
like
are calling the shots, no pun intended.
And Janet gets a point for her team. Anat is unable to pick that shot and really unable to lift that ball because it was tying on her. And Janet and Ravi open their account with the point. However, the lead is still worth 4 points for Anahat and Abhay. It's like a one-sided contest, Ashwin, as of now.
Yeah. But then it's early days. 5-1 is the lead, definitely, when you have the likes of Abhay Singh and Anat Singh. And formidable pairings here at this HCL Squash Doubles National Championship 2025. Anat Singh is paired up, as it is, Anat Singh is a dangerous player. And she is paired up with Joshna Chinnappa in the women's contest. She's paired up with Abhay Singh in the mixed doubles. So it's relentless. Anyone coming across this combo is obviously wary of what they're facing and what they can expect.
Yes, Janet won a point again for her team against Anahat. Anahat and Janet actually trying very hard up until the last 2-3 points. Janet and Anahat even now, they're using the far section of the courts, trying to bring each other in play. And once again, it's Janet and Anahat taking most of the strike. Ravi Dikshit, we saw a brief glimpse of Ravi Dikshit. Both the men started to play the drop shots. They got involved in the drop shots. And Ravi and Janet have moved up again. They have eaten into the lead. 3-5.
So it's not going to be a cakewalk as it seemed. Abhay Singh and Anat Singh have formidable opponents. And Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi are very clear about their intentions. They're attacking their opponents, forcing errors. However, it's the Anahat and Abhay have opened up a 3-point lead again. They lead 6-3 in the first game of the mixed doubles semi-finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championship 2025.
Anahat and Ravi Dikshit were involved in a duel before the ball went to Janet, and she conceded a point. So it's 7-3 to Abhay and Anahat, and they look like running away with the game now. Anahat, the ball was too close to Anahat, and I think she couldn't pick. One more point to Ravi and Janet Vidhi. They've brought down the difference to 3, and they'll have to win a few more points. really make a match of it. Once again, two girls were involved in a bit of a forehand drive play, but Ravi and Janet take one more point to bring the score to 5-7. A 2 point lead to Anahat and Abhay. Ashwin, when the opponent is trying to eat up lead and come close to you, what kind of pressure does the leading pair feels?
The leading pair, especially someone like Abhay and Anahat, are mentally very strong. So I don't think they're going to worry about a 2 point. I mean, they have a 2 point lead. Even if they're 2 points behind, this particular pair here, I don't think it would bother them much because they're aware of their game, they're aware of the skill sets, they're aware of what they are meant to do. And there is a reason why they're number one because they focus more on the present. So the 2 point lead, I don't think, and now a 3 point lead, I don't think that's going to bother them much. In fact, somewhere I have a feeling they're already thinking of the second game.
Yeah, yeah. I think at the moment with the 3 point lead, they might not be, but yeah, if they get
Sooner
another
than
couple
later,
of
yeah.
points, yeah, they will be. This is a really interesting rally going on at the moment. Anahat and Ravi Dikshit playing their shots. Janet comes into play and a lovely pickup, drop pickup from Ravi Dikshit. This is a really interesting game going on. 8-5, the lead to Anahat and Abhay. And she smashed it on the ball and I think instead of playing the drop shot, Anahat tried to whip it and hit it very hard. 9-6 the lead, still a 3 point lead to Anahat and Abhay. They just need a couple of more points to win this game.
As
And
the
Anahat
lead,
bringing the slice, forcing Ravi Dikshit to play a drop shot, which he fails to do, and the lead is 4 points. It is the game ball. Abhay and Anahat are just 1 point away from the first set, from winning the first game.
11
in a,
Not,
game, in a game like squash, if you have a 2 point lead when you're 3-5, when the scoreline reads 3-5,
and
yeah. And there we have the first game's gone to Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh. So as we were mentioning, Khurram, in a game like squash, where if you have a 2 point lead when the score is 3-5, it doesn't bother you much. But if that 2 point lead exists when the score is 9-7, there's a lot of pressure because you have very little to play for, very little time to recover. And if you notice here, Anahat Singh and Abhay Singh are still on the court. They have not chosen to go off. They want to make quick work of this game and enter the finals. Anahat Singh will be entering a second final if this duo wins the contest.
so Anahat and Abhay win the first game 11-6. That is quite a convincing win in the end. Initially, we thought that both their opponents will, Ravi Dikshit and Janet Vidhi, will put up a fight. They looked like putting up a fight, but unfortunately, things did not fall in place for them later on as Anahat and Abhay upped their game. Anahat was really all throughout the game. I thought Anahat was the more involved of the two. Involved, let's say. I mean, obviously, he must have also been involved, but she got to play more shots than Abhay throughout the game.
Here they are, limbering up. Not that they need it. They're very much in. Anahat's played a second game today.
Yes,
playing her second game. So
Abhay and Anahat had taken a big lead early on, but both Janet and Ravi. Do you think that the early lead that Anahat and Abhay had taken that eventually really sealed the game?
yeah, so if you are aware, you're competing. I'm looking at it from Ravi and Janet's perspective. If you're competing against the best in the business and they take an early lead, it is certainly a setback, mental setback that you have to recover from. You can't allow it to play on your mind. And for the person who has taken the lead, it's clearly a momentum that they can build on, which is exactly what Anath and Abhay did. Now here we're getting set for the second game, and Anath and Abhay have wasted little time in grabbing the first point. They were next the first point after having won the first game in game 2. and now they're 2 points up.
So early advantage again to Anahat and Abhay, and it is going to be very difficult for both Janet and with Ravi to really recover if they take two more points. When they two more points, it is this is going the way the first game was going initially. This brilliant shot from Anahat as she forces Ravi Dixit to come approach the court, approach for a drop shot. But Ravi and Janet have managed to pull one back. So next up after this is the second semi-final of the mixed doubles. Sandesh and Shamina will take on Villavan and Joshna. Joshna Villavan is clearly the more accomplished, or let's say the favorites to win the next tie. Sandesh and Shamina against Sandesh and Shamina. So the winner of this competition will play the winner of the next match. Sandesh and Shamina up against William and Joshna.
Coming back to this game, Khurram, the big issue that Ravi Dixit and Janet Vidya are facing is they win the odd point, but they are unable to win 3 or 4 points in succession. Right? So they win a point and they win maybe 2 points, but then the opponent wins 3 or 4 points and that lead is maintained. So they're unable to catch up. It's like chasing your own tail, unable to catch up. Now it's gone to 4-1. That's a 3-point lead. And after having lost the first game to the top seeds, when you're trailing by 3 points, you will need to pull something special out of the bag to recover.
Great observation, Ashwin. Something that really should be bothering them, that they're not being able to win points in a clutch. I mean, they should at least win 2-3 points, put pressure back on the top seeds. But the top seeds, being top seeds, are running away with the game. 5-1 lead is too big, and I think it is a matter of time before this game will be in their kitty. Well, I think
very true, Khurram. 5-1 lead at this stage, you will really need to deep into your resources to come up with something outstandingly special to be able to upstage this duel.
Yes, using full force of the racket and the shots, they have been really brilliant in this game, both Anahat and Abhay. In fact, in the first game, they allowed the opponent, or probably the opponent had the energy to come back. This game, they're just sealing it. They're just killing it. Abhay to serve, and Anahat, and the game's been opened up. All four players more evenly involved than it was in the first game. Ravi and Janet, as you were just saying, that they come up with a point here and there, but they're not able to win points, 2-3 points in one go.
In a cluster, yeah. They don't even see they won this point now. Ideally, what should happen is they should win the next 3 points to be able to put any kind of pressure back on the leaders.
A lovely drop shot from Anahat Singh. This was really brilliant. They have again opened up a 5-point lead. This was really great. Ravi Dixit had no opportunity to reach that drop shot. Anahat's been really skillful. The way she's been playing the odd drop shot, she has been in catching her opponent, especially Ravi Dixit, by surprise. We've seen that a couple of times in this game already. In this match already.
To draw an analogy, Khurram, a fish is less comfortable in water than Anahat is on a squash court.
Absolutely. Looks like she's been made for that squash court. 7-3 the lead, 4-point lead now, 7-3 the score. And I think the two are marching towards a place in the final. Remember, Anahat and Joshna have already sealed a place in the women's doubles, so this will be the second final for Anahat, as actually we were mentioning earlier. 7-4. How do they come back, Ravi and Janet?
The only way is to win points in clusters and then win the second game somehow and force the top seeds into a third game and repeat the performance there. There's a lot to be done. It's not easy, not against this duo.
Absolutely.
Who are like a raging bull right now. on a rampage.
Yes, they have won another point. Ravi and Janet are trying to make a comeback. But Anahat and Abhay, they're a lot more fresher than others, than the opponents here. Anahat wasn't really bothered yesterday. Today also, she's looking very fresh. So is Abhay. And 8-5, they've restored the 3-point gap. Initially, it was brought down to 2. Again, Janet and Ravi have worked their way up. They've reduced the gap to 2 points. This is really interesting match going on, but I think they've left it a little bit too late to make a comeback. A bit of confusion, but Abhay Singh picked it ahead of Anahat. Nice competition going on. Both the players playing a little bit defensively, conservatively, not going for the attacking shot, trying to test the patience of each other.
There's one stat I would love to get my hands on, Param, is assuming, let's take 50 games, 50 squash matches that all these top professionals have played, including Anahat Singh. I'd love to see who has spent the maximum amount of time on the squash court. I can assure you that Anahat Singh spent the least amount of time.
Absolutely.
Because she has hardly given her opponents a time. No game has gone, very few games have gone into a decider. And she's made quick work of almost every opponent. So she's hardly spent any time on the squash court.
It doesn't look like it'll go into the third game of the final two.
Correct.
She's got really.
10-6.
This is the game ball, game 2. This is the match ball. They are now 10-6 up. Anahat Singh and Abhay Singh looking like winning the game, winning this match. Ravi Dixit just played this. And Anahat again trying Ravi Dixit, testing Ravi Dixit with a drop shot. Ravi Dixit up to it. However, this I think the point is going to be replayed. There's some kind of obstruction.
Match ball in favor of Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh, the top seeds in the men's and the women's category. Off.
Obstruction again. I think obstruction again.
So when squash was first conceptualized, was it singles or doubles?
I think
Because that's
it
what
would be
determines the
singles.
size of the squash court.
It will be singles only, I'm sure. As any other sport, any other racket sport, squash would be born with singles category first. Oh, that's a brilliant shot, and I think Ravi Dixit and Janet, Ravi Dixit couldn't reach that shot from Anahat Singh, and Anahat Singh and Abhay Singh have posted their way into the finals of the mixed doubles HCL squash doubles national championships, the mixed doubles category, winning both the games 11-6, 11-6 quite convincingly, both of them showing their class. They were just unbeatable. Ravi Dixit and Janet Vidhi had no chance against them. They were looking completely out of sorts. The great thing about this game, Abhay and Anahat took the early advantage in both the games, ran up with the lead, and that put pressure on both Janet and Ravi. Ashwin.
So true, so true. So they wrenched the momentum, and then they carried on with it. They didn't lose track of, they didn't lose grip on the momentum, and they just steamrolled their opponents as was expected. Sport is not, sport can throw surprises every now and then. But in this case, it was exactly what was expected, and that's what transpired. As we get into the next contest in the HCL Squash Doubles National Championship being played at Chennai in 2025.
A recap of the match. Abhay and Anahat had taken the early lead in the game. In the first game, they'd opened up a lead. Janet and Ravi tried to make a comeback, but it was too late. Abhay and Anahat Anahat kept picking up points. Same thing happened in the second game. Abhay and Anahat had run up with a big lead early on. Janet and Ravi tried to make a match of it, brought the difference to 2 points at one stage. Here we can see 5-point lead, but then Janet and Ravi tried to bring the lead to 2 points, or brought the difference to 2 points, before Abhay and Anahat sealed it and opened up the lead again, winning both the second game 2 by 11-6. They had won the first game 11-6. Second game also went there, were 11 to 11-6, and now they have entered the final. They will play the winner of the next match, which is between the pair of Sandesh and Shamina, and Velavan and Joshna. So Velavan and Joshna up against Sandesh and Shamina in the second mixed doubles semi-final. Joshna and Velavan already on the court trying to warm up. Their opponents will be Sandesh and Shamina. The winner of this competition will go on to final to play the formidable Abhay and Anahat. Ashwin, assuming Joshna and Velaman win this contest tomorrow, Joshna, we've been seeing Joshna and Anahat play together as team. Tomorrow they will be in the opposition in the mixed doubles if Joshna wins this.
Not only that, they'll be playing with each other also in the women's final. So that will be one hell of a contest, and it's going to be it's eye candy for squash lovers. So let's see how that happens.
Must be really tough. For one game you are a teammate, for the other game you are the opponent.
You just have to focus on your own game, I guess, and whoever you're partnering with, you mix your skill sets with them and put out the best. It's all about living in the moment, and it'll be interesting. One of them, as you're right, one of them will not be able to win all 3 titles.
Absolutely.
One of them will miss out. Who is that? Is that Anahat or will it be Joshna?
Yes, both the titles they will not be. So Joshna and Velavan. Joshna and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Joshna Chedappa and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Taking on Shamina Riaz and PR Sandesh. Joshna on court, warming up along with Velavan. This kind of warm-up is probably required because when you are changing your partners too frequently, you are playing the mixed doubles, you're playing the doubles, you need some kind of coordination. And before every game, you need to warm up just to strategize, to ensure that the space on the court, what you're going to do, what your partner is going to do on the court, and this is probably why these players warm up ahead of the game. Also to warm up the ball, the squash ball can be difficult. It needs to be warmed up to get some more bounce, to make it bouncier. And now we can see Shamina and Sandesh on court. So this is the second of the mixed double semi-finals. Sandesh, Shamina up against Velavan and Joshna. The winner of this contest will play the duo of Abhay and Anahat. So Shamina and Sandesh on court, warming up now. Ashwin, they'll face a tough task against Velavan and Joshna.
For sure, but it's going to be an interesting contest. Joshna brings with her oodles of experience, and Velavan too. I'm sure they've had a chat before this match, and I'm sure they have a strategy in place. And now everybody knows each other's strengths and weaknesses. Sandesh PR and Shamina Riaz are outstanding squash players, but Joshna Chinappa, with her experience, will know which areas to target and where their weaknesses lie. And she would have communicated this to Velavan. So it's experience versus youth again.
So Shamina and Sandesh defeated Kalimuthu and Ananya Narayan yesterday, 11-7, 11-3 in the first Group C game. Then they came back on court to defeat Rahul Beta and Anjali Semwal. they defeated them in a three-setter. They lost the first game. That was one of the most remarkable comebacks yesterday. We witnessed Ashwin. They lost the first game 4-11. It looked like Rahul and Anjali would walk away with the match when they took the lead in the second game. However, Shamina and Sandesh came back, and boy, what a game was that! 11-6 they won the second game, and 11-5 they won the third game to register their place on top of Group C and into the mixed doubles semi-final. So here we are, Sandesh and Shamina up against Velavan and Joshna. Velavan and Joshna defeated Guhan, Senthil Kumar and Aradhana, the duo of Guhan and Aradhana, 11-8, 11-3. Velavan and Joshna then defeated the duo of Deepika and Mayappan, 11-6 and 11-7 to stay on top of Group B2 and face Sandesh and Shamina. So this is going to be one hell of a contest. Both the teams, both the pairs won their group games, both their group games. Shamina Sandesh playing the match of yesterday, match of Wednesday, the first day, making a brilliant comeback against the duo of
That's Velavan, Senthil Kumar and Joshna Chinnappa drawing first blood there, taking the lead at 1-0. As you're aware, this is the second semi-final of the mixed doubles in the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2025 being played at Chennai. Joshna Chinnappa and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Senthil Kumar in the blue t-shirt versus Sandesh PR, who's in the black t-shirt, competing with Shamina Riaz, who is now serving.
Shamina and Sandesh played a tremendous game yesterday. That would boost them, and they're matching up. They're living up to Velavan and Joshna were leading 2-1, but Sandesh and Shamina have brought back the score to 2-all. Two players involved, and good forehand drive. The competition of two good forehand drive going on between the two girls. Velavan and Joshna have run up with a 3-point lead. 5-2 they are now leading with. It looks like Velavan and Joshna were anyway favorites. So it would require both Sandesh and Shamina to, put early pressure. It would have required them to put early pressure, which they failed to do so far.
It's the same pattern that's being followed when you're playing against a top seed. You need to rest the initiative. Unfortunately, it's the top seed that has always rested the initiative. They're top seeds for a reason. And even in this case, Joshna and Velavan are now leading 6-2 in the opening game against Santosh and Shamina. And that's a momentum that is hard to break.
A little bit of lack of coordination between Shamina and Sandesh. The two partners both wanted to go for that ball, but they failed to, and clearly Shamina was unhappy. And this is a lovely pickup shot from Sandesh, but equally matched by Joshna. However, this is one more point conceded by Sandesh and Shamina, and Velavan and Joshna. They hit the shot really well, which was way beyond Shamina. She couldn't extricate it. She couldn't extricate that shot.
8-2 is the lead. It's a mammoth lead in the opening game. They pulled back with 1 point to have Shamina and Sandesh, but they will have to win points in clusters from now. if they have to, first of all, draw level and then overtake their opponents.
Which looks a very difficult task at the moment. Let's serve.
They manage to, when they pull out more rabbits from that hat.
9-4 now. Velavan and Joshna going for the kill. They are about to seal this game. They're just 2 points away. This has been a clearly one-sided contest. Initially, we saw in the first 3-4 points, it was evenly matched. But Sandesh and Shamina really lagging behind completely. Joshna and Velavan showing their class, proving their class. Tremendous performance. It's the game ball now. Joshna to serve. And this is going to be it. Yes, Joshna and Velavan have sealed the first game, 11 points to 4. Ashwin, this was completely one-sided. Initially, 3-4 points, which seemed like Shamina and Sandesh would put up a fight, but they failed to do that. They just both Joshna and Velavan ran away with the game. At the most, what Shamina and Sandesh could do was to win 2 points together. That was it. Beyond that, they couldn't go.
There is a pattern here, if you notice. The top seeds, when they're, or the higher seeded players, once they win a game, they stay back on the court and practice, whereas the ones that just lost choose to go out and sit down and maybe rethink their strategy. Well, it's to each their own. But Shamina and Sandesh really have to pull up their socks because they're already one game down and they lost by a massive margin. 10-4 is not a small margin. And there we go. The second game has started.
So this is just a recap of the game one. And this is a recap of the first game where you can see Velavan and Joshna running up with a big lead, 7 to 5 point lead. Midway was a big lead, and then it increased to 6 point lead, and it was always very difficult for both Sandesh and Shamina to come back. However, Shamina and Sandesh need to look back at the game that they played yesterday. It was a remarkable game that they played. They had a tremendous comeback against Rahul Betha and Anjali Sehwal, the more fancied of the duo, of the two pairs. So Rahul Betha and Anjali Sehwal, see the third and fourth were up against Sandesh and Shamina yesterday. They won the first, both Rahul and Anjali won the first game 11-4, and they were leading in the second game. However, Sandesh and Shamina came back to win the second game 11-6 and then seal the third game 11-5 to defeat them and emerge on top of Group C. This is what both Sandesh and Shamina need to look back to when in this game they have already lost the first game. Velavan and Joshna winning the first game 11-4, and they've started well. First point has gone to Shamina and Sandesh.
Well, this famous saying goes, well begun is half done, but that doesn't apply here. You need to win points in clusters. Now, if they can, there we go. They've lost the initiative, but you take that first point and propel it to 5 or 6 points ahead, and you're leading 5-1 or 6-1. Even then, against opponents of the stature of Joshna Chanappa, you are just about level. So there we go. Joshna and Velavan rest the initiative, lead by 2-1. There is clearly a difference in standard of golf here, in standard of squash here, but that also gives an opportunity for squash players like Sandesh and Shamina to learn. This is a huge learning opportunity, and the HCL Squash National Doubles Championship provides squash players like Sandesh and Shamina with an opportunity to compete with superior squash players and therefore improve their skill sets. And there's nothing that teaches like match play.
Exactly. In every sport, it is the match that teaches the player. And here, Joshna and Velavan giving important lessons to Sandesh and Shamina. 3-2 up now, 3-1 up. They were, Sandesh and Shamina just pulled one back, but they need to win points in a clutch, in a cluster. As you said, Ashwin, they need to put pressure back on Joshna and Velavan. This has been a tremendous display of great class by two players. These which were two fancied players, and Shalina and Sandesh clearly struggling to match the class of the two opponents. 4-2 now the lead. I think one of the things that I've noticed in this game, Ashwin, is the fact that Velavan and Joshna know their strengths and they know their area on the court also. They know what who's got to do, why, what. Which is not the case with Sandesh and Shamina. They're just all over the place. They are really literally not aware. They're literally not strategized. Probably they're not. They're looking much more confused than two fancied players.
So
The
they're being
roles are not
reactive.
segregated as well.
So Sandesh and Shamina are being reactive, not proactive. So whereas Vedaval and Joshna are knowing, as you mentioned, their place on the court and knowing the opponent's weaknesses are more proactive.
This is like a completely one-sided second game. There will not be any return, any recovery like we witnessed yesterday from Sandesh and Shamina, because Velaman and Joshna are really looking like a class apart. They're not allowing their opponents any leeway. And this is a brilliant shot from Velavan. It was hit very hard, and once again they're making the opponents work a lot around the court. This is again one more point that Shamina could not reach to. And 8-2 is the lead. Look at the placement. There's been some really amazing placement. Velavan played a brilliant shot that died down very early, really not allowing Shamina to, pick that ball. There's a brief stoppage in play. I think is that for a change of racket or what is it for? What is it for? There's a brief break. All the players have gone off the court. Joshna returns. This is probably for something that has happened.
Well, it's a little hard to understand why the break's been taken. But Joshna Chinnaba is wasting no time.
It's back on the court. I think this break is for probably, yes, I think
Yeah,
Sandesh has hurt himself. There's some treatment going on. What could it be, Ashwin?
Well, it looks like his finger. It looks like he's jammed his finger, or maybe it's a fingernail. Something to do with his finger for sure. There, he's cut his finger, if you notice. He's cut his finger and he's getting it taped, bandaged, and taped, and he is good to go. That's also his playing hand. He's a right hander, Sandesh, and that's not going to make things easier.
Probably he jammed it against the floor. That could be the reason. That could be one of the things.
Yeah, when they play so close to the wall, when the ball is always so close to the wall, to the side walls and squash, and of course to the floor at times, it gets a little hard. And sooner than later, some body part of yours comes in contact with the ball in an attempt to extract the ball from near the wall and send it towards its target.
Can be a very difficult game at times. Can be a really harsh game at times. 8-2 is the lead. Velavan and Joshna have opened up a 6-point lead. They already lead the match by one game, and it's 9-3 to Joshna and Velavan. They're just not letting up. 1 point conceded, but then they came back to restore the lead to 6 points. And Sandesh and Shamina just going through the motions, it seems. And a lovely pick up from Shamina. It was a really nice drop shot from Joshna, once again, this is a nice little rally developing. Shamira and Sandesh not giving up, but is it too late? It is too late, it seems. Um, the difference between the points is too high, too much, and any sort of recovery will require a remarkable comeback. This is it.
9-3 is most certainly just 2 points away from match ball, from annexing the match. 1 point away from match ball, because match ball is 10, and now they're 5 points behind the leaders are Sandesh and Shamina, but Velavan, Senthil Kumar and Joshna Chinnappa, the legendary Joshna Chinnappa, are in no mood to let up. They're going for nothing short of gold. What an outstanding return that is by Joshna.
Yes,
Going back, twisting and sending the ball towards its target. What a
it was
beautiful
a
recovery.
beautiful pickup from Velavan to, Sandesh to, and it's match ball now, Ashwin.
All that effort went in vain. Take a look at that replay. He runs back and he dives up in the air on the hard court. This is the man who's just injured his finger. So there is nothing lacking in commitment here.
So here we are on the match ball, the last point that Joshna and Velavan need, and yes, they have done it. They have registered a place in the final of the mixed doubles. They have really cruised through this game, winning the first both the games by identical margin of 11-4. They have been comprehensive in this match. Shamina and Sandesh had no answer to their class. Both Joshna and Velavan were really made their opponents dance around the court. This is really exciting display, tremendous display of great squash. Joshna is in her second final. She will face Anahat Singh. She, along with Velavan, will now face Anahat Singh and Abhay Singh in the mixed doubles final that will be played tomorrow. Here's the winner's picture. What a lovely sight that is. Smiling Joshna Chinnappa cruises into the final, second final. She is already there in the women's doubles final. Now she has made a place for herself in the mixed doubles final along with Velavan Senthil Kumar. What a match it will be, Ashwin. Tomorrow, Anahat Singh and Joshna Chinnappa will be playing together in the women's doubles, but the two will come in the opposing teams in the in the mixed doubles competition. That'll be
one hell of a game. That's what squash lovers wait for, contests such as this. And meanwhile, as we're slowly progressing today's contest, we're getting clear of who's going to play who tomorrow in the finals of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2025.
Yes. As a recap of the game, 11-4, they won the first game, and the second game started well. It was competitive initially, but then both Velavan and Joshna ran up a big lead, a 5-point lead, which increased to 6-point lead. Sandesh and Shamina really had no point. They would win points here and there. They had no answer to that. They came up with some brilliant displays, especially Sandesh with that real brilliant dive. It was too late in the day, and Velavan and Joshna just clearing it and just sweeping the match 11-4, 11-4. Clearly there was a difference of class between the two players, between the two teams, between the two pairs, and Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh will be waiting for these two, Velavan and Joshna. Joshna Velavan really looking good throughout this competition. So Joshna Chinnappa playing two finals, so will Anahat Singh be. This is really going to be interesting tomorrow. The two are going to pair up together to play the women's doubles final, and then they will play against each other in the mixed doubles final.
One hell of a day for squash lovers. Stay tuned to the channel.
Ashwin, the movement of both Velavan and Joshna was minimal. Yeah, in the court, inside the court. They made Sandesh and Shamina work around a lot.
That's true. That's true. The key, I think, in among champion athletes is they are contained and they move very little, right? They are confident and they're contained and they move very little because they're assured of the about. And they move only when necessary. That way, they conserve energy. They are balanced. They are focused, and they're also aware, more aware. Because the more you move, the more disoriented you get. So if you're steady, and even in cricket, you have to be still to the last moment. You can't be moving around. If you're moving around, you lose balance, you lose focus, you lose perspective. That's the key to success in most sports. I'm sure it applies in for sure in golf, but I'm sure it applies in tennis and badminton as well.
Absolutely, Ashwin. We were treated to some brilliant performances. So the next game is Surat Chand and Rahul Betha are up against Velavan, Senthil Kumar, and yes, this will be one hell of a contest. Velavan, Senthil Kumar, and Abhay Singh against Velavan, Senthil Kumar, and Abhay Singh against Surat Chand and Rahul Betha, sorry. This will Velavan, Senthil Kumar has just finished his game playing with the Joshna Chinappa, winning the game. So it's going to be back-to-back matches for Velavan. Can be really tough and taxing.
And Velavan also had his. Yes, that's true. Because the good thing about playing with Joshna is you get to move very little. So there's a lot of energy conserved there. Poor PR Sandesh had to dive around the court and was running around the place. If we had a back-to-back game, there would have been tough.
Absolutely. So
Surat Chand is, if you notice, Surat Chand has a low center of gravity. His upper body is slightly,
yes.
it's like people from the hills. The upper body is longer than the lower body. So that gives him a lot of control on the court. A lot of foundation. His foundation on the court is strong and his movements are assured. So Surat Chand, that's the strong point in his game. Rahul Betha is taller than Surat Chand. Velavan Senthil Kumar, of course, the tallest of the lot. And Abhay Singh, the top seed. It's going to be one hell of a contest. I have a feeling this game is going to go into this match is going to go into 3 games. I could be wrong. I have a strong feeling.
Absolutely. So this is going to be.
Second HCL National Doubles Championship 2025 men's semi-finals. Aday Singh Senthil Kumar versus Rahul Betha and Surat Chand. 6 serving by receiving best of 3 games award.
So here we are. We've started the next men's doubles competition. This is between Surat Chand, the pair of Surat Chand, Rahul Betha up against Abhay Singh, the duo of Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Clearly they are supposed to be the favorites, but yes, this is going to be one hell of a contest again. Abhay Singh, the top seed, along with Velavan Senthil Kumar, yesterday defeated Joel Dinakaran and Hari Lakshmana. They then came back to defeat Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan 11-3, 11-2. So Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar winning both their games yesterday, and they also defeated, thrashed Ijaz Muhammad and Saad Ghani 11-3, 11-4. So they won all their 3 games yesterday. The match between Abhay Velavan and Ijaz and Zad was supposed to be played today, but it was played yesterday. So they had a clean sweep. They defeated they won all their three games, and here they are in the semi-finals against Suraj Chand and Rahul Petha, and they've already taken a 4-1 lead. This is a tremendous performance by them. They've already taken a 4-1 lead. Suraj Chand and Rahul Petha really need to pull up their game a little bit. Yeah, Suraj Chand and Rahul Petha had played yesterday in the Group B. They defeated Pradeep Chaudhary and Rahul Balakrishnan in the first game, in the first doubles game, 11-4, 11-6. And then they defeated Lokesh Subramani and Shivan Agarwal 11-4, 11-9 before both Rahul and Suraj lost to Guhan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dixit in three games, 10-12, 11-7, 8-11. So they finished. That loss in the last match brought them got them an encounter with the top seed Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar today in this semi-final encounter. So Abhay and Velavan have started well. They have taken a 3-6 lead early in game one. So Suraj and Rahul Petha will have to work their way up. Interestingly, Ashwin, yesterday Abhay and Sindh and Velavan won three games on the trot, and that is really, they were in form yesterday, completely unbeaten. They never looked like they had any chinks in their armor, and they won all their matches in straight games.
They're a formidable duo, without doubt. Abhay Singh clearly the top seed, so he brings that along with him when he comes to play, and also it plays on the other on his opponent's minds. He's playing the top seed, but then in a game like in the doubles game in squash, top seed is only 1/4 of the unit competing there. It's still got three other people. His
Absolutely.
contribution is 25%.
So, Suraj to serve and been some really interesting. It's developing into an interesting rally before there was some kind of construction. The point is going to be replayed. Suraj served again, and Ashwin three games yesterday to Abhay and Velavan, and not a sweat. And however, their opponent Suraj and Rahul had to work hard in the last game before they lost it. So they lost two of the three matches, Suraj and Rahul Petha, and it's clearly the difference in class is showing. Abhay and Velavan really looking fresher, and also they've been dominating this tournament. They've looked very dominating this competition so far.
The strange thing, Khurram, if you've noticed since yesterday, we've had a whole cluster of games, over 20 games, 20 matches, but only one match has gone into a third game. In 20 matches, there's just one,
Yeah,
unless I'm mistaken. I remember only one
couple
match.
of games, yes, couple of games.
Maybe
There was,
maybe
there
two,
was-
but that's still
there was
very.
one game involving Suraj and Rahul Petha towards the end of that, three games. But yes, you're right, very few games. It's
That's
been,
10%.
It's hardly 10%. Yeah.
So it's strange. That goes to show that some pairs are superior to others, and so the others have to play the catch-up game.
Yes, there's some stoppage in play. I don't know what it is for. I think the referee or the umpire is taking note of something. Both Abhay and Velavan really dominating the proceedings so far. 6-3 they are leading with, and Suraj and Rahul will really have to get a few points before Abhay and Velavan run away with the game. There's some stoppage in the proceedings. There's some stoppage in the game. I think there's some decision being made. Yes, Suraj to serve again, and we are underway. The game has resumed. Points going to be replayed.
Now and out, 7-3.
Absolutely fantastic. Rahul will have to. Rahul is on the other side, so he'll probably his backhand will be in use more often. Rahul's to serve here this time. 7-4 is the lead in favor of Abhay Singh and Velavan. This has been good competition, although Abhay and Velavan are looking like they have the advantage. They're already a 3-point. They've already got a 3-point cushion. Nice little rally developing. Suraj and Rahul.
Now, this is the stage where you need to have those the cluster wins for the team trailing. This is the stage which is neither here nor there, where if you can actually level scores or maybe nudge a little ahead. So if they manage to win 4 points and go to a score line of 8-7, they give themselves a good chance of winning the game. And we're talking about Suraj Chand and Rahul Betta here.
8-4.
But trailing Abhay Singh and Dilavan Senthil Kumar by 3 points presently at a scoreline of 7-4. Make that 8.
This is good performance by the two players. Abhay, Suraj and Rahul have been trailing 8-4.
That's left, 8-4.
So Abhay and Velavan have moved to 9-4. It's just one more point before they get the game ball, and this is looking really a one-sided competition. And yes, they have won it. They have won another point. It is game ball, and Abhay and Velavan are looking set to win the first game. Suraj and Rahul will probably have to think about that second game now that this is looking like a lost case. 6-point lead for both Abhay and Velavan, and I think they're playing a little bit more conservatively. It looks like more like a practice game at the moment. Yes, and
that's
yes, that's it. Abhay Singh and Velavan have sealed the first game. It was quite one-sided, 11-4. Ashwin, that there was no competition in it. Just like in the previous game, we saw the first game going 11-4. This time also, Abhay and Velavan have won the first set as 11-4.
So games are going with seeding. If you notice, there is no upset, at least as yet. Maybe we will see one tomorrow or in the remaining 2 games today. But as far as this game is concerned, the momentum is clearly in Abhay Singh, Velavan, Senthil Kumar's favor.
Yes, the ball is in their court now. It's their game to lose now. Velavan, Senthil Kumar and Abhay Singh playing like true champions. They won the first game 11-4 against the duo of Suraj Chand and
Kumar leads 1 game to love. Lord.
against the duo of Suraj Chand and Rahul Betta. They won the first game 11-4, both Velavan and Abhay. And we are underway in the second game. The second game has started. And they really need to work their way up. They need to take early advantage. Both Suraj Chand and Rahul Betta, they'll have to take the early points. Ashwin, otherwise these two will run away with the game again.
That's for sure, because attack now, as you know, if you lose the first game, you have to attack. There's no option there. So there are 2 things: attack and score points in clusters. Don't win a point and give away two. That is counterproductive.
That is true. That's a fact. So 1-0 again to Abhay and Villaman. They've taken the early advantage, and Suraj and Rahul will have to reduce it, or in fact overtake it as early as possible. Um, nice little rally developing.
Down and out.
This has been one great show by the two players. Suraj and Rahul have been looking good. However, I think it was Velavan who hit the tin in the previous point, allowing both Suraj and Rahul to come back 1-all. Back to 2-1, back to 1 point lead. Abhay and Velavan. It is looking really tough now. This game is being closely fought in the second game. I think that Suraj and Rahul will need to do is to retain that enthusiasm, retain that energy through the game, the second game.
Very true. They have to stop worrying about the result and take it point by point. There's a little point in question.
2-all. And a 2-all. Yeah.
So Abhay Singh is the tall squash player in white.
Stop.
While Velaman is the one who's the left-hander. He has that print on front of his white jersey,
Correct. And among the squash players in blue, Suraj Chand is the
shorter of the two.
who just adjusted his sunglasses.
And this is a brilliant drop shot from
That's
Abhay
Rahul
Singh.
Mehta who just served.
3-1.
So,
Correction
very good
3-2.
drop shot from Abhay, but they've retained the 1 point lead at 3-2. Abhay and Velavan are 3 points, have 3 points, where Suraj and Rahul are 2 points.
Down.
4-2 to Abhay and Velavan. They have secured a 2 point lead. Suraj and Rahul are 2 points. So Abhay and Velavan are doing what they did in the first set, although this time there's been a little bit more fight from the opponents. Nice little rally developing, good forehand drive from Abhay. It's equally matched by Rahul, and once again Suraj and Velavan are competing. So this is we're just testing each other's patience at the moment in this rally.
And patience is key to success in squash.
Absolutely.
Net. 4-2.
So 4-2 is the scoreline. Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar after having won the first game, are now have their noses ahead in the second. And unless Suraj Chand and Rahul Mehta make a quick and sharp turnaround, the writing is pretty much on the wall.
Absolutely true. Still, the difference is 2 points only, and it's they still have a chance to make a comeback. We've seen comebacks in this tournament. Yesterday there was some exciting games where we saw 1 or 2 comebacks. However, this requires a lot of talent, a lot of skills against the top seeds of Singh and Velavan. Now the difference is just of 1 point. However, can they win 2-3 points in one go to put pressure back on Abhay and Velavan? Because remember, Abhay and Velavan have won the first game, and they already have the psychological advantage.
The only way to do that is to attack, put pressure on your opponent. That's the only way to win points in clusters. But clearly, that's not happening in a hurry, because Abhay and Velavan Senthil Kumar have opened up another 2 point lead. So they lead by
5-3.
5-3.
5-3 is the lead.
So this looks like another game, at least so far, that will conclude in another match that will conclude in 2 games.
6-3 away and Velavan 6-3 lead. Suraj and Rahul looking like they will lose this game. They are already 1-0 down. Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar looking like they will register a place in the final of the men's doubles. I remember they will advance to the final if they win this game. Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar now open up a 4-7-3 lead.
Right box.
This has been a sort of a no competition.
Make that 8-3.
No competition, really. We were expecting a far better display from Suraj and Rahul in the second game.
Very true, Gurram. But now I think the writing is pretty much on the wall. It'll be too much to expect Suraj and Rahul to achieve something they've not been able to achieve in the last 10-12 minutes. To win 5 points, to level scores, and then to go ahead and beat this duo and come back and win the final game of the match will be a little too much to expect. But you never know, it's a strange world. Right now, the initiative is entirely with Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar, and they are just 3 points away from entering the finals of the men's doubles category of the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships 2020.
Yes, Velavan served, and really obviously this is turning into be a one-sided game. You notice one thing, Ashwin, Abhay is really not putting any effort. It's coming so easily. He's just playing around, toying around with the opponents. There's minimal movement on the court. Really not being made to sweat. I mean, Suraj and Rahul have not been able to make their opponents sweat, especially Abhay Singh. Abhay has been just stationed in one place, moving around, only a few steps here and there, and then getting shots. Really, complete display. It's been too easy for Abhay and Velavan. 9-3 is the score now. It's a 6-point lead, and it is unlikely that Suraj and Rahul will now make a comeback. Just 1 point before we reach the game ball, and before they get the game ball, Abhay and Velavan really, Ashwin, Abhay has not been tested at all. He's just staying in one place, moving around, moving here and there for a few steps, and picking the ball and winning points. It's been,
there could be no better news for him because he's all set and fresh for the finals tomorrow.
and yes, they finished it. Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar have won the second game by 11-3. 11-4, they won the first game. It was really no competition. Senthil Kumar, Velavan Senthil Kumar and Abhay Singh, they have steamrolled over their opponents, Suraj Chand and Rahul Betha, and they have shown their skill, their class. Top-seeded Abhay Singh moving into the final of the men's doubles, 11-4, 11-3. Ashwin, what do you make of this scoreline?
The scoreline tells the entire story. It's been a one-sided affair. Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar have clearly been the superior squash players here and a superior team. And that's translated into a place for them in the finals of the HCL Double Squash Championship 2025. Now they will be all set to lift the title tomorrow. That will be their aim. So it'll be,
Yes,
but one hopes there is a more hard-fought contest in the finals.
Yes, this has been too easy. They're just, we were just talking about the fact that Abhay Singh was literally standing on the court, not moving much. Things were just coming on his way. It was really, towards the end, it looked like he was just waiting for the victory to come on his plate. And
Which it did.
Which did. And Suraj and Rahul were really not able to test their opponents. No sweat at all. as a look at the game, first game, a recap of the first game. They ran up with a lead of 9-4 in early. They ran up with a lead of 9-4, 10-4, and they sealed it by 11-4, winning the first game 11-4. It was too easy for them. The second game started on an even note. Abhay and Velavan were tested by Suraj and Rahul before they started to increase the lead, and soon they took a 5-point lead. The initial stage was well fought. You see the scoreline here, 4-3, but then they increased the lead to 4 points and then to 5 points. They led by 8-3 at one point and by 9-3 soon after that, and it was all, the writing was on the wall, and Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar showing they just did not lose a point after that. 11-3, they won the second game. Literally no sweat. No sweat, Ashwin. 11-4, 11-3. That is literally a one-sided contest. They will be going as favorites in the final tomorrow. But yeah, before that, they will have to cross one last hurdle. And Abhay has been really amazing throughout this tournament. Ashwin.
Yes, he is the male version of Anahat Singh, I think, because he's just steamrolling everything that comes his way. But if you notice, we have some outstanding squash players here. Abhay Singh, Anahat Singh, Nirupama Dubey, Joshna Chenappa. So you have the best in the country competing in the HCL Squash Doubles National Championships.
Absolutely. Abhay Singh, Velavan Senthil Kumar defeated Joel Dinakaran and Hari Lakshmana yesterday in the group A match. They smashed them 11-2, 11-1. Abhay Singh then came back with Anahat Singh. In fact, they got the both of them got a walkover over Rahul Balakrishnan and Nirupama Dubey because Nirupama was injured. Then he came back again with Abhay Singh. With Velavan Senthil Kumar. Abhay Singh came back with Velavan Senthil Kumar, smashed Abhay Vasudev and El Mayappan 11-3, 11-2. Then they again thrashed both Abhay and Velavan, thrashed Ijaz Muhammad and Zaad Ghani 11-3, 11-4. So that was really, really one-sided contest that Abhay was involved in yesterday. Along with Velavan in all the three games that he played with Velavan. Won the first match, initially won the first match 11-2, 11-1, then 11-3, 11-2, and the last one of yesterday 11-3, 11-4. So it was no surprise that they made short work of their opponents today in the semi-final as well. So Abhay Singh has been in great form throughout this tournament. Really one to watch out for, really one-sided contest he's been playing. And now we are up for the next semi-final. Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan against Guhan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dikshit. The winner of this contest will face Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar in the final tomorrow. The men's doubles final tomorrow. Yes, Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar will be waiting for the winner of this competition between Abhay Vasudev and El Mayappan. So Ravi Dikshit and Guhan Senthil Kumar against Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan. The second semi-final between of the men's doubles, Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan up against Guhan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dikshit. warm up now. Our players warming up for the second semi-final. The winner, as we said earlier, will play the duo of Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Yes, Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan yesterday. Abhay Vasudev and Mayappan defeated Ijaz Muhammad and Zad Ghani in a three-game three-setter. The winning 11-6, 6-11, and 11-7. They then lost to Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar. Abhay Vasudev and El Mayappan lost 3-11, 2-11. But then they defeated Joel Dinakaran and Hari Lakshmana 4-11, 5-11 to finish second in the Group A behind Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar. So they won two of their doubles matches yesterday and lost one, and that was to top seed Abhay Singh and into the semi-final, and they will be up against Ravi Dikshit and Guhan Senthil Kumar. Guhan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dikshit are also accomplished players. Ravi Dikshit and Guhan.
National Doubles Championship 2025 match between Ravi Dikshit, Guhan Senthil Kumar versus Abhay S. Vasudevan, Mayappan L. Senthil Kumar serving, Mayappan receiving. Best of 3 games, the award. Yes, left. Lower. Yes, left. Lower. One love. And out 1-all. Yes, that. Yes, left. 1-all. Two. And now 2-all. Dikshit to serve. 3-2. That's left 3. Down 4-2. 5-2. 6-2. That's left 6-2. Eight, 8-2. 9-2. 10-2. Match ball. Correction, game ball. Game to Dikshit and Senthil Kumar. Dikshit and Senthil Kumar lead 1 game to. Stop. One, stop. Down, to left.
नहीं है हाँ ठीक है it will be like in the gap ना क्योंकि कई बॉल क्या है सिंगल सीधा हाँ
now 3-5. About 6-3. Step to step 4-7. Step 4-7.
Finals tomorrow. It was brilliant performances.
Okay, that's had we've had some outstanding squash today, and it's only going to get better tomorrow because the finals, as we mentioned earlier, is going to have the best in the business competing for what is top honors. 2 points separating Gohan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dixit from a place in the finals.
Yes, all they need is 2 points. They're already one up, one game up. But this second game had Abhay and Mahepal have put up some fights, some fight. unlike in the first game where they just were steamrolled 11-2. They've played some good rallies here also. They're playing some good rallies. There have been some good contest. They're doing more running around on the court. But yes, somehow they're not being able to, cut the angles, bring the angles into play. And yes, they've won the point, and it is match ball for Wuhan and Ravi. They just need to win one more point to enter the final and face Abhay Singh and Velavan tomorrow. And this has been some excellent display, and they've won it. Yes, they've sealed it. They've sealed the match. 11-4, 11-2, 11-4 has been the score line. They clearly look the superior of the lot, and it is going to be a tremendous final tomorrow. Both the pairs of Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthilkumar and Guhan Senthilkumar and Ravi Dikshit winning their matches convincingly. Ashwin, this is going to be, I think the contest is going to be really big tomorrow, because both of them steamrolled their opponents in the semi-final. I mean, it looked like they're like, both the pairs look like they're the best in the tournament. They were really not tested by their opponents.
That's the kind of final we want to watch. That's the kind of final we want to watch in the men's category, in the women's category, in the mixed doubles category, name it. We have got only the creme de la creme that's going to compete tomorrow. And the HCL National Doubles Squash Championship is certainly at its most exciting phase. The finals being played at Chennai.
Indian Squash Academy in Chennai, and May 23rd is all we are all waiting for.
So true.
Some exciting finals up tomorrow. I think this men's doubles semi-finals, they were like really disappointing, one-sided. But one thing that they promise is that both the pairs who have reached this final are evenly matched. They smashed their opponents in straight games. They didn't even allow them to get 5 points. Not a single game was played where the opponent, the losing team, went to 5 points. This is just shows the dominance of the two.
Very true. Very true. It's the best in the business, and you have to be up to the mark to be able to compete against them, let alone win. So, needless to say, we have the very best squash players who have risen to the top of this tournament, and they're going to clash against each other, top honors, on the 23rd of May, Friday, the 23rd of May.
Here's a recap of yes, they will indeed. Here's a recap of how the day went. Anahat Singh and Joshna Chirappa starting the day. They're beating Shamina Riaz and Nirupama Dubey. The first game was closely fought, but they won the second one quite convincingly. Shamina and Nirupama did put up some fight in the first game, but then Anahat and Joshna showed their class, slow starters. But yes, this was brilliant from both Joshna and Anahat. The second semi-final of the women's doubles saw Ananya Anjali up against Pooja and Ratika. But Pooja and Ratika were clearly the superior of the two in the first game. Ananya and Anjali tried to make a fight of it, but they did not. And eventually Pooja and Ratika won the first game by 11-6. The second game was a little bit more closely fought again in the first phase, but then Pooja and Ratika ran away with the game, increasing their lead as the game went on, and eventually won it by 11-6. There was some bit of fight by Ananya and Anjali, but it was too late. Then Abhay Singh and Anahat Singh, the superstars of Indian squash, took on Ravi Dikshit and Janet Giri in the mixed doubles semi-final. And there was some kind of a fight from Ravi and Janet, but eventually Abhay and Anahat ran away and won the first game 11-6. The second game also the scoreline remained the same, 11-6. It was to Abhay and Anahat. There was really no fight from Ravi and Janet. They did win some points towards the end, but it was too little, too late. And Abhay and Anahat sealed their place in the final of the mixed doubles with scorelines of 11-6, 11-6. The second mixed doubles semi-final was played between Jyoshna Chinnappa, Velavan Senthil Kumar against Sandesh and Shamina Riaz, but then it was almost a no contest because Velavan and Jyoshna were too good for Sandesh and Shamina. They won the first game by 11-4. Really, Shamina and Sandesh did not have any answer to the brilliance of Velavan and Jyoshna, who won the first game 11-4. And there were some acrobats from Sandesh, which we really will carry home. He will carry home from today, but that was not good enough. The overall game wasn't good enough as Jyoshna and Velavan sealed this first game 11-1 and second one 11-2 also. Then we had the men's doubles semi-final where Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar really steamrolled Surat Chand and Rahul Bhatia 11-4, 11-3. This was almost a no contest, literally no contest. Game 1 was won by 11-4 and the game 2 was won by 11-3. As Abhay Singh and Velavan Senthil Kumar registered their place in the finals of men's doubles. And they will be against the duo of Guhan Senthil Kumar and Ravi Dixit, who also steamrolled their opponents, Abhay, Vasudev and Mayappan. This was the most disappointing of the matches today. Ashwin 11-2 and 11-4.
One expected it to be a little more hard fought because there was no top seed here, and there was no one who was clearly the favorite. But initially, it looked like both teams were evenly matched when they were tied 2-2. But thereafter, Abhay, Vasudev and Mayappan Gohan Senthil Kumar and his partner just steamrolled Abhay, Vasudev and Mayappan, and they just wrenched the initiative. After losing the first game 10-2, there was no coming back. I know they managed to get 4 points in the second game, but 6 points in an overall game of 22 points is hardly any achievement.
Back to a semi-final. So, reminder viewers, tomorrow we will be back for the finals. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for staying on with us, watching this excellent game of squash. Ashwin.
Thank you, Khurram. It's been a pleasure, and looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow in the finals. Stay tuned. It's going to be some world-class squash on display. We have names like Anahat Singh, Jyoshna Chinnappa, Abhay Singh, name it.
Yes, goodbye from ABP Live until tomorrow. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thanks.